feeling. That's why I'm trying to stay here. I'm not trying to take my dog back over there, man. That's too much.
That's like, I get you. Well, because you said, I was like, in terms of like the ideas and stuff, so I was like, I like I said, I came up with some stuff as well. Yeah, I think it was like, well, it was more so to come up with like a methodical, like, great way to like come up with some projects. Like, so that's what I was thinking. Like, all right, we can kind of like take these ideas or take this thought process, come up with some more ideas, workshop them, and then see like how we feel about them.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I like to like,
let me open up my MacBook and get it. Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't know what side we want to play with. If we want to be B2B, do we want to make it an interesting thing?
Right. That's kind of like that kind of also like, because you talked about he's used it a bit already.
Yeah.
And it's more so like say like what is it capable of, and then plus what can we use it for?
I utilize it most to like prompt test it, see how good it is, the best way to maximize your prompt, stuff like that.
Okay.
But I have, with Lovable, I have built a website for a client.
Nice. Yeah, I've built like 7 websites so far with all of them. I make them all do it at the same time. I use Vercel, Lovable, Gemini, a few others.
What do you mean at the same time?
Like I'll give them all the same prompt and the same details. See who comes up with the better result. Yeah.
Have you tried Cursor as well?
Yeah, I use Cursor as well.
Okay. I've tried building the whole project Cursor. It takes a long time for it to code, and it does not look.
No,
nice.
It can look great. It depends really how you structure it, and that's one of the things that we have to also get down is like our foundational, almost like a system prompt. You have to think about it, and you know,
like other apps and stuff like that.
Yeah. That really sets the standard for everything. It can make some masterpieces, man.
But if they give me out tokens, I think we should also just test it all.
Yeah.
To see, So what projects kind of like SaaS or?
Yeah, some SaaS, some. Nothing I completed because I'll get there like 80%, but then I don't have the 80% problem of finishing it. I have the 80% problem of why do this? Does anyone actually want this? Am I wasting my time?
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I end up.
Okay, I'm more in the which project should I choose?
Yeah, what stack? Yeah.
No, like what idea?
Oh, yeah.
But right now I am choosing one and then I'm going with 100%.
Okay.
Launching it. Fresh. Needs a launch.
Yeah.
You can be stuck in like a loop
Yeah.
of ideas.
Exactly.
You never test it really.
Yeah.
If it has users.
Yeah, I mean that's where I'm at.
Yeah, maybe it won't, but you gotta launch.
Yeah. And another thing is I live on Reddit. I don't know if you guys follow those subreddits where people build different little tools, especially for Mac OS, our Macs, our Mac apps. Has some amazing tools. Yeah, micro SaaS tools, and just seeing what people are doing.
I go there to see if someone built this.
Yeah, me too.
But I've not seen something too.
So sometimes I find the projects that I'm already working on, and I thought they were novel ideas, already exist, or someone's working on it, but their execution is it's very poor most of the time, and it's like
that's the thing.
It's a lot of websites. That's why coming up with ideas that are similar to things that already exist is fine.
Yeah, it's fine. As long as your execution is better and you have a better UI.
I think that's what I guess I think we've talked about before, like very paranoid about like sharing ideas, mostly because of the fact that I was absolutely terrified if something happened or somebody killed the same thing, I'd be fucked. Yeah. But at this point, it's more so like being able to.
It's execution.
Yeah, you have to,
every idea is pretty much.
Yeah, that's like. But I mean, this would be like at 16 because I'm like relatively intelligent compared to like everybody else. So I'm like, well, this is my shot. Like that's all enough for the NBA. You know, I'm not big enough for the NFL, so like you gotta do something. But
that's what's been my.
But this is like a couple of like ideas in terms of like how to like structure, I guess, like the projects. But like what you're saying, I don't know exactly how to what to say for the SaaS and stuff. But like in my head is like how to like, are you building something to be used or to help just make other things? That's like the first type of thing. Sort of like
one of the things that comes to mind, honestly, like, and I don't want to be, I'm a downer most of the time. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
let's try to think around it.
It can have all parts.
Yeah. So one of the things I think is going to happen soon, just like what happened with Google Gemini, a lot of the obvious use cases and the things that everybody wants to do will be integrated into a lot of the tools by the companies by default.
I agree.
So
and that's,
so
that's the part where it says, like I think we said, it's like trying to create a tool that is just like
one of a kind.
Like, I wouldn't say like one of a kind. It's just like a tool that would. What were we talking about? There's a specific example that we came up with, but it's like a company that if you can't base your idea around a company that is just like an enhancement of the AI tool itself. It's just like I don't know. It's like
that's to be avoided.
Yeah, because it's like alright, because like the thing was like having your entire company be like a GPT, where it's like alright, yeah, it's like this is not well. It was bad. We had a good example last time, but it's just like the fact that is OpenAI, Google, or Anthropic going to make this?
That's theirs. Yeah, that's theirs.
Are they going to make this? I think it's coming back to me. It's like slowly like cursor or windsurf. Like, are you going to make a tool? Cursor or
he's talking about Frank's project. You know how Frank is building. He's building his own cursor and he's putting the latest bleeding edge.
Yes, that's what it was.
It's a complete waste of time. I mean, it's a pet project you want to do for fun.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's not something that you should try to compete with these guys for. And
yeah, like I said, like goal can't be to compete, but that's just like I have
building the best to-do list.
Yeah,
it's over for to-do.
So yeah, that's what I said. Like,
but I will say I'm more positive because I don't think like when I look at ChatGPT, it's not going to build everything itself. It wants others to use their API to build other things that are much more detailed and have many more features that they're not going to build. I feel
like that's true for OpenAI. I think they're starting to hyper focus on what they're going to be, but that's not true for Google. Google just stepped on everybody's toes, man. Like that was fucked up.
No, because I mean, like, I did the Google competition, and basically their entire thing was like, hey, we need ideas for Gemini. Give us ideas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was. It was like,
just did that.
Yeah, and it was like, all right, hey, and people just make projects, and like, you know, that's what it kind of like was all around. But because like you said, but
they can't do everything.
They can't.
Not everything, but they did just kill like 2,000 startups with their project. Like,
I mean, that's what it like because that's the part where it said like the swamp is coming for everybody.
Yeah.
So like in Google, they're just throwing shit out. And like I said, I went onto their dashboard for like things that they have, and it's basically like a to-do list. Like I see a lot of the apps that they have. It's like to-do lists. It's like, all right, well, they're definitely stepping on people's toes, but like there's still a gap between people who run the business and people who know how to use the prompts in general. Like I said, it's like when as a kid, I used to be the one to hook up the PlayStation or the Xbox to the TV because my family didn't know how to. So like I said, like in that case, we're still in a position to be.
Yeah, we always are. Yeah.
I'll make one point. One of the judges, is a Dutch guy. His name is Lavicio or something.
I haven't seen the judges yet. I haven't seen the judges page.
He's one of the judges. His application that makes him the most money is Photo AI, which is basically a AI wrapper that produces photos.
Yeah.
And it's like, and he makes over $100,000 a month from this.
Yeah.
So I'm still like, okay, this is just a wrapper. He was one of the first one. I think checked out the website.
I've seen his work,
and it's an amazing website because he goes into detail. He has all kinds of features, specificity, and it's relatively cheap, easy to access. And he builds it for a certain type of market, like people in the Middle East, UAE, and the US, people who are high earners who can afford this stuff.
Maybe we can look at his process and reverse engineer like that thought process.
He has a specific
see where people want to pay for it.
They don't care about $50
a month. Sector, but it's like the in terms of like what.
Yeah, sector does matter.
So that's gonna be so. Just like I said, I have just the general concept. So I said like when we're coming up with projects, and I'll list my project ideas over there in this kind of format where it's like type. Is it gonna be a product? Basically, like is it gonna be like photo AI where people use this to like get photos, or is it gonna be a tool like something like I guess like with the Franklin or the one dude's project, or is it gonna be like something like people, developers use to make more stuff, kind of thing. Where so, and one of those, like I said, like one of the goes into the like what was it? I have two tools. Oh yeah, so like the prompt engineering thing, where it's like something that helps you make prompts better, like the prompt catalog that we're talking about, something like that would be like a tool more so than a product that people would like want to use, or the Unity engine, like a very basically like a cursor for, like I said, the cursor for video games, where it's like, that would be something like, that would be like a more of a development tool people would use to then make more stuff. So stuff like that. So like
actually, that might be interesting, like, because
so you're talking about the end user.
So yeah, basically, so like, that's the type. So like, what, like basically, like it's kind of, because kind of like stuff like kind of differentiating. Like, I think it's that the things that we talk about, like the ideas that people have. Everybody has ideas, but I honestly say, like, especially for developers, because I think honestly, because it's most developers' jobs is to make internal tools, and that's kind of like the thing kind of shows in the market where it's like, we have AI been around, like people have been able to do more stuff like lately, and we still don't have as many things as possible, because most people are more so able to come up with ideas to make their jobs easier. So like I said, most people are working, and most people are trying to either make their life easier or make somebody that they know like their life easier, right? So that's where it's like,
I get it. You're right.
Yeah, so it's like, so most people's creativity is focused basically on productivity and tools versus like products, like the AI coding thing, where it's like, all right, well, what do people want? Like I said, what do people want versus what do people need, kind of thing, or what will come out. So that's kind of like
and that's what I was talking about earlier, where like maybe the money will be in just taking what's already existing, using the API functionality out of it, and making something unique for a very specific demographic.
Yeah. So then that goes, I think that goes into the sector, where it's like, what are the high, so like you can target high earners, or I would say, where's the money, basically? I think that's like I said, where's the money going to be right now? So I think that's like something that, this is the competition. It's not like I said, not the product that are dream jobs.
Yeah.
This was not in anybody's fortune before, like a month ago, like a couple weeks ago. So it's like, what is a sector that is going to be able to produce the most? I think it's, in my head, it's like impact, which actually goes into like the strategy.
Can I? My ideas drift in and out so fast. I'm so sorry. But
yeah, can I just write it down?
Yeah.
Here.
So
you guys need something to drink before
I'm good right now.
Okay. So I feel like this one is actually useful and could be for a better good.
Yeah.
So how do I explain it first? Let me get the idea structure.
Or you can draw in the back if you need to. Like,
no, it's all good. It's all good. I'm just trying to. So first, here's the general idea. This fits in so many different places. It's using the optical image recognition features of all these LLMs. Mm-hmm. They're all very good at taking. You can take a photo. They can analyze some crazy details from photos. Mm-hmm. For example, here's one of the earliest things I used GPT-4 to see its intelligence level when I first got it. I asked my friend if I could use her X-rays. She was just telling us about how she had a deviated septum. And I asked her, can I get your X-ray just to see what we can do with AI now? Because this tool is pretty impressive. And I asked it to analyze this X-ray. Do you see anything wrong with it? Anything generally off? And it identified a deviated septum, gave more details about the specific area and what we can do or what needs to be done about that. Mm-hmm. And to me, that translates to so many different things. Dental, X-rays, cuts, wounds, and all of that. And with that, you can make multiple apps for different markets. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking Africans, low-income nations where you have a medical service, right? Mm-hmm. Like a lightweight, you can't afford to go to the clinic, but it's in another village. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and take a picture of that, let them get an idea of how bad it is.
There's, I think a lot of, Doctors Without Borders could definitely probably use something like that. Where
like biomed stuff,
I think they do it right.
Yeah, right. So what do we call it? Biomed?
Yeah, like
biomed applications. Mm-hmm. And for me, that stretches across multiple things. It's not just so that's.
I was gonna say that. Yeah. I said like
that
doctor just add the docs without borders.
So to me, that goes into so many different places. I was already building apps for it. Actually, I should bring up that whole app idea. Mm-hmm. I brought it up with Gemini, and I mean, first I brainstormed it with Google, took it to Gemini, made a notebook LM out of it. We analyzed if this is actually worth doing, what the market looks like. There are some people that are already doing it. There are specific models that already exist for this purpose, but they belong to very specific sectors that are not public. But there are open source models that we can use. It's a lot going on, but we have to really analyze it closely. So
I mean, to make it, that's like honestly, because it could be a nonprofit. So like, also this could just be a way to like, win the competition as well.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. It could be public good. Like,
right.
like I'm not looking at making money. Like I mean,
nothing wrong
with
either way.
multiple things.
yeah, it can fit in so many different places, right?
Well, I just mean multiple. Doesn't have to be just one project.
That's true. Yeah. The way I was looking at it, it's about 6 apps. Let me pull it up real quick. Public utility AI app project.
Yeah, that's what it says. Like, because like I said, most people with proprietary information.
Yeah.
And actually, I was gonna say it's like
We played with a lot of them. So ClearScan was actually.
yeah, that's what you have to
Can you
make.
give me a breakdown of what those projects were again, please? The full list. I kind of forgot.
The X-ray.
Yeah. No. The what I discussed with it. I had this conversation with my AI, so I'm having to do it.
Is that alone?
Yeah. So I did ClearScan. This is notebook I made. So ClearScan was AI X-ray analyzer. Okay. And then Derm AI was a skin health analyzer. Chemoscope was for blood work. So I thought blood work is one of the big ones, man. Have you ever seen a blood work report? Fucking Chinese.
I mean, that's what I said. Before I see stuff, I was going to study to be a doctor. So like, yeah, that's what like. So also like, oh yeah, well, I guess I think I made the joke about with you. So yeah, I can afford. I mean, I didn't have health insurance. I was like, never been a doctor. And so, but like, I found out a couple places that where you can get your lab done, and it would be maybe mixing that with either enhanced labs. I think selling that would be a tool. Like, so anyway. But what I was saying is the fact that like reading, I think I had to get specific tests to like test certain things because like if you look at everything all at the same time.
Yeah.
And we don't know what the fuck. Like, your B155 is like super high right now. It's just like, all right, so at night.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like even that. I'm thinking just for even African nations, right? They see something like that. That's just it makes no sense to them. Like we probably number one don't have things translated for the language. I'm thinking Swahili and different languages, smaller languages.
Yeah.
They need better information about health and how they're doing, with their blood work and what it means for them, what they should be trying to deal with, what they should be fixing. So one of the main things I wanted to focus on this is making beautiful reports and clear reports. So going big on user design and clarity. So if it says one little thing here, you can go and expand on that section. It'll break it down in simple English, different styles of language, explain it like a 5 all the way to collegiate level, right?
Sorry. I can see like the user types focusing on the user experience. I guess figuring out how to engineer the best way to like get that information all at once or like break it down because either we don't have the architecture right now. But
I had a lot of it architected already. But yeah, I'm just gonna run through the rest of the ideas. So, the other one was Retinoscope, AI scan system. Same thing again. It microaneurysm detection from eye scans. So one of the things I was thinking of here is that even if these countries are like very impoverished and they don't have much tools, they can still get access to certain things like old radiology machines, old X-ray boxes. So they can still get the very basics, even though they may not have the report and the connectors and everything they need to extract the most value out of it. They can still get the details that they need, and then they can use AI to supplement everything else.
Yeah, that's something as well. Like I said, I say like, but that was like the enhancement, like as a tool, like figuring out where you can supplement AI to probably do certain tests either faster or makes it at a lower cost.
Or even a second look, man. A second look is always, a second opinion is always super valuable. I'm sure doctors make all kind of stressful ass decisions of I'm telling this person that this is what they have, and if I'm wrong, it could be their life.
Yeah,
you know,
said, like, a lot of like, so actually, so it goes into a lot of cofactors and other things that like that people don't like really know or really see it. And like if you're in a like this situation, that's like one of the big things. Like, all right, am I going to prescribe something and think this is going to kill them or not?
Yeah. I mean, if I were a doctor, that'd be my biggest stress. I'd be like, can I tell him the right thing? And if I have a second opinion, I'm thinking, I'm not sure this is how doctors work, but I'm thinking, if I have a second opinion, I have more diagnoses I can think of. I can take the 3 maybe most likely scenarios that are happening to this person and pick a medicine that's not going to conflict with or be too extreme and compatible with the broadest range of potential issues, you know? So you're not giving them something super toxic that can likely kill them, or you're taking a more broad range.
Yeah, I said it's like uploading all their stuff. Oh, it's like kind of
more context.
More context, and like getting their meds, getting all their full context, their health context, modeling that, and being able to like upload it. So we're like, all right, now that we have everything in display, and we know, and we have a general thing. So you run up, well, that's part where it's like running the model can be more expensive, but being able to just like analyze it, it's like common cofactors. So like, if they have high blood pressure plus, you know, a bad hit, you know, you don't have to like rerun that. You don't have to run that simulation fresh. You can just use like, all right, what information do we know about these things already? But what you said, what the models should be good for.
Yeah, and then another part of it is like this thing is really complex. So I looked into it. There's so many models. Everyone has an AI model for these kind of functions. There's about 4 or 5 in the biomed field. And they're all trying to some of them are open source, some of them are closed source. They're all trying to compete with each other. They're also, they sometimes conflict with each other. So why not take the open source versions and kind of run them in triage? Like take your analysis and your reports, all your data, and run them through all 3 models and see what they agree on or what they disagree on, and or potential different views on the whole thing. Just thinking of it like that. So,
as I said, like, well, I guess like taking public models, and then like I guess like kind of like with I mean honestly like kind of with Cursor and some of these other tools to use. Where like they have like access. You have like,
pick your model and
you can pick your model and stuff. Where it's like
some of the old tools we used to do in the early days, I haven't seen it so much anymore. We used to take all the top 3 models and make them run the same queries at the same time and compare the answers. There's an app called ThinkBuddy that does that. It'll run your prompt through 3 models. It calls it remixing. Takes the overarching idea where they agree, align, and then give you a final result.
Yeah, that's what I'm making. Like you said, do something like that.
So ThinkBuddy for a minute. Let's write ThinkBuddy on there just so we can keep track of that. So I don't know, this is one of the ones I've been thinking about, but I never got to because I lost motivation by myself too long.
I get you. Is it hard?
Yeah, it's pretty hard. Do you think this, you agree with it, or you think maybe it should be a different route for that?
Maybe so we can.
Well, I don't think we should choose a specific route.
Yeah, that's it. We throw everything on the board right now. That's what I said. Like,
I mean, I'm just thinking like my cognitive framing. Like, is it even solid, or is it like?
Yeah, I mean, so it's like that's what I think. We're coming on the same train. It's like, in this route, it's like I think the ThinkBuddy aspect would help doctors, and this is like, well, I guess like the doctors for the most part, where it's like trying to like maximize their phone's capability.
Yeah,
would be I think pretty good. Like, all right, what would this be? Actually, honestly, the ThinkBuddy thing could be like the MVP could be the basic stuff where it's like scan this, what do you think it is, and then as it evolves, it could be something that's so like, all right, now this thing is consolidating all this information and giving reports off of it. Basically, like I said, like a deep research for these things, but it's kind of. So yeah, I'll keep on with this stuff where it's like, so basically, like this is in how we break this down would be like. A great example. So this would be basically, I said, like, honestly, kind of like starting off, I think it'd be a product that would evolve into a tool, basically, where it's like, we have a product where it's like, you scan apps and whatnot, and then you scan things, or you upload information to it, and then as it gets bigger, it'd be a tool for doctors to use to make diagnoses and stuff. I mean, because that's where it kind of is, like, who the end user is, and it's just like, Yeah.
than
So
fiber.
that, yeah.
Even the I was thinking that some of it may require partnerships with hardware devices because I've actually learned
That was
hardware.
Yeah, that's where it was like I said, like the way this thing can like really go fast, except it's basically just like let's just like go like super far down to it. Where it's like if you could like you said like have the lightweight hardware, solar powered.
Yes.
So it's like or battery powered.
And then keeping it all edge devices, so they don't necessarily have to keep hard infrastructure in their place, or they can if they want. You know what I mean? Like if you can't afford the server costs, we should be able to run this locally. But
So combine it with something like Starlink, where it's like you have.
I didn't think about something.
So yeah, so that you have immediate.
Every device will be useful.
Immediate internet infrastructure for an entire village. And then you said like you have that, or like even if you have like they stupid, so they have like mobile aspects of it. So it's like you can pretty much attach Starlink to a Hummer, and then and then you can use it while it's driving too. So they use it for boats and planes. So like what says like so like basically like you have basically having a medical infrastructure just completely centered around. All right, so long as you have internet connection, you can get relevant diagnoses, and then like going forward with that, we'd be like, all right, well, we have you said like some of these models. I mean, some of them are pretty big. Like you get a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah. The Pi would be the edge device. You don't necessarily need to run the whole model. Like maybe you like you said, you have internet access. You can access the model. Now, I'm just thinking of fringe cases right now of where they might not have internet access and what that means.
That's the part where it's like, I mean, that's the same thing with the AI stuff. Where it's like, are we gonna bet that Starlink goes under or improves? That's more so like internet.
Elon Musk kind of sucks, but
I mean that's
I don't know what's
their own.
with that. Yeah.
But it's like it's more so like the idea is like is internet infrastructure going to get
so
better?
That's what I'm also thinking through is that maybe you know that freaking what's their name? Apple, Google, they're all working. They're working on satellite connections to your phones, right? So basically, in case of emergency, you're going to connect. I think Amazon might be doing it too, but basically it's built into the new iPhone 15 Pro. That's one of its main features was that if you were jogging in the mountains somewhere and you had no signal whatsoever, you can connect to a satellite and get emergency services. I'm not sure what that means though, like what a satellite's capability is. Is a satellite capable of internet at all, or is it only like SMS, text message type stuff? So how much data can you transfer? But if satellites are capable of internet, this means that this solution can work everywhere as long as someone has a modern device like an iPhone 15. And with that, you can easily get a nonprofit to donate an iPhone 15, right? Mm-hmm. And then have some region in Africa or some impoverished nation give them internet access for the first time, or medical access, essentially. Sorry, my brain is scrambled because I'm thinking about too many things at the same time.
That's good.
Yeah. And then there's a few others, OrthoCheck, ultrasound reader as well. You know, this is for pregnancies, pulling details like that. It's all about medical imagery, essentially.
Yeah. Now so started with this stuff, but it's kind of breaks down to like how I was trying to like create, like I said, a methodical way of like thinking about these problems, thinking about these products and stuff. So like I said, like what kind of thing it is, we're building products like an app.
Right.
Which sector we're aiming for, medicine, problem, diagnosis, and then like the platform that we're targeting would be mobile. Like I said, it is for based off of this initial thing, but like that's not like none of this stuff actually is like set in stone either. So it's just like how we're
It's
building it up.
Just spitballing here.
Yeah. So and then as so that's the idea. Like I said, if you guys.
What are the two other sectors there?
Oh, this is just like this is etc. Like right. So like this is like sorry.
Music.
Yeah, music. Because like that's what I said, like the end cases are not always have to be like super serious.
Yeah.
So I was like, so this is AR VR.
Oh, I have some ideas for AR VR.
Music.
Yeah.
Because for me, I was like, because I have other ideas where it's like creating a publishing platform for independent artists. would be something that I said like that a lot of people don't know where to go to upload their masters, to get their masters, to get things mixed. And also, actually, no, like assuming they have everything engineered and whatnot, there's still like a process for them to have rights to their music and being able to like collect revenue properly off of that as well.
I have a friend that's working on a similar thing for books. He wanted to decentralize books, and he's working with a Web3 company that is doing something with it's this Bolt.io, and they were like trying to tokenize books essentially and make it easily accessible for everyone.
Yeah, actually, honestly, my main actual project it deals with like a Web3 version of this kind of thing.
Oh, nice.
That's audio.
Music. Yeah, I mean technically it's.
No, the website's called Audio.
Oh, no, so,
Oh, you talking about Suno or
Audio?
I don't know what it is.
Web3.
to do
That does it.
That does that.
to help publish music.
Yeah, where people who create music can upload it. And so I use it.
Oh, nice. Really? You're a DJ?
No, I listen to it. I
Purchase music.
find music and just listen.
Oh, that's cool. That's it. I mean, yeah, the basic. I mean, so like that. That's the idea stuff. It was like that's. It was when.
But I use Udio to create music. Have you tried that?
Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, but I was gonna say like the idea. I mean, honestly, it all hit when Tory Lanez came published. I heard he published his thing, somehow, and he made a fuck ton of money.
Really?
Yeah, I still haven't done the research into it, but ever since then, like Web3 music, like tokenization, and then like ownership of digital assets for the creator, and then being able to remove as much of the middleman as possible, and get into their target audience a lot easier.
Yeah.
So that's like the overall theme of this kind of thing, and then it's like, all right, music seems to be a very popular thing.
You just sent me down this rabbit hole I've been before. Just from what you just said, Tory Lanez, there is, I don't know how much we're willing to spend, but I think there is a whole sector where you can market essentially to black artists and make it. It's like there's a whole movement, especially like in Dallas, Texas, of trying to make kind of black-owned businesses and selling to that demographic specifically, because we are a tough demographic to crack. Like we very distrustful because of for good reason. But I was thinking,
unless I actually trust them, when I trust them, I spend money on it all the time.
Right. So I feel like that could be a whole angle to really look at it seriously. Like, I mean, even if it's the same technology that we're talking about this other stuff, pointing into a very specific demographic might
and say, hey, we got you.
Yeah, this is yours, or we made this, and this is yours now.
Yeah,
or you can look at it and look at our backgrounds and stuff,
But then that's part we said, that's what we were talking before. Like, said the swamp is coming.
Yeah.
The way that we're gonna win is through community marketing.
Yeah.
Really, like brands for whatever. If not even talking about this project, but this competition, just anything that we're gonna be doing.
Yeah.
You have to figure out how to get it to the people, and then like have them trust us specifically.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, once the swamp comes, everyone's gonna be doing everything, and you either have to have a specialty knowledge, some secret trade knowledge that no one else has, or even if you have it, the second that you upload it or make it public.
Yeah, it's everyone's.
Yeah.
It's fine, but still, like, you do need to be some sort of person that can be trusted, especially the point of contact.
You're right, but yeah, like I said, the face representation.
The face of it, there you go.
And then it's like, aside from that, I said, I think like something I appreciate from the Warren Buffett clips was the fact that I said, like, he's like, you can fuck up, you can lose this money, so don't lose this our reputation. And I said, and I feel like it's a very, very key thing. Like, you started doing shady shit, no one's gonna trust you.
Exactly.
You're not gonna be able to build anything that's gonna be super, like you said, you may be able to get like some of the muck, like people who don't really care and just click on the ads and like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, oh, here's $10. It's like, but you see that's like chasing like peanuts. Like,
exactly.
If you really want to like the cheese, the whole turkey. All right, so all right. I'm gonna throw up
let's
my
do
things up here.
Yeah.
And like I said, none of this stuff is like